Das ist wie so eine Fliege, die in einem Raum rumgeflogen ist.
Harmlose blaue Moscheen außen als haben, sondern iranische Islamisten.
Der Geheimdienstagent ihm gesagt, dass er
Und wir berichten über das islamische Zentrum.
Zum Teil den Revolutionsgarden angehört haben.
von Mariam Rajavi, die Oppositionsführerin, gesehen, dass da
Über die Todesurteile gegen die 3 jungen Iraner gab es weltweit Berichte und Proteste, auch hier in Berlin. Wir werden eingeschüchtert.
Die Welt Daily. Black Box, Blue Mosque. A threat from the Iranian fundamentalists in Germany. Die Welt Daily released a video clip on a mosque in Hamburg used by the Iranian agents as a center for espionage against the Iranian opposition. The Bureau is tasked with monitoring the extremist activities and inform the public as much as possible with their actions. Since 1993, that we published the first report on the Islamic Center, we have always maintained that the Islamic Center in Hamburg has been the headquarter of the Iranian regime's terrorist activities in Germany and Europe. We are dealing with the key personnel in this mosque that are under direct control of the Iranian leadership and assembly of guardians. Some of the personnel here are members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, known as IRGC. The key problem is that the Iranian regime is not a democratic system by any means. However, we have a direct presence in Germany. Just recently, we witnessed the ceremony to mourn Ghasem Soleimani's death, the same person that had been responsible for numerous mass killings. Yet these people worship him in this center. Such a ritual has no legitimacy to be held in a place of worship. We are well informed that the Iranian intelligence services are very active here. They have been involved in collecting intelligence on political, economic, social, and opposition groups' affairs.
Ich bin Hanif Mahouchian.
My name is Hanif Mahouchian. I'm 23 years old, law student residing in Hamburg. My parents were forced to migrate from Iran when they were even younger than me now. As a member of the Democratic Youth Activist Organization, I have been collaborating with the National Council of Resistance of Iran on exposing the Iranian regime and holding rallies and other activities. I strive to be the voice of my compatriots in Iran as they face very grave dangers for any decent, as was seen in the recent demonstrations in Iran. We are an extension of our brothers and sisters who are struggling for freedom in Iran. I have been threatened on numerous occasions at school, at work, or otherwise by these thugs calling me an infidel, a traitor, and the like, as I have opposed the regime in Iran. I'm certain that the Iranian regime have agents present in Germany that will stop at nothing and will do everything against the opposition members abroad. What has been clear without any doubt is that the Iranian regime has been monitoring the Iranians abroad and in Germany. The Bureau for Protection of Constitution in Germany that the danger for the Iranian opposition residing in Germany and Europe has raised since 2019. There are some evidences that the Islamic Center in Hamburg is very active in this regard. I worked in a business center there. One day, two people, one of whom has had very close ties with the Iranian consulate and the mosque, came to visit me at my work. I think they knew who I was. The person with ties to the regime asked me why I did not go to the mosque. I replied that I don't think the place was a legitimate mosque. I added that just because the place is painted in blue and has the name of Imam Ali on the entrance does not qualify it as a mosque. I further added that I do not believe in the stuff that you preach there. He told me that I needed to forget about the past, while hinting of the executions that took place in Iran. He said that this was getting rid of the flies that were making noise in the room. He threatened that I needed to be careful if I didn't want the past to repeat itself. I did not want to make a commotion at any workplace, so I stayed calm. However, I did change my job after that incident as I felt threatened. In 2018, Belgian police foiled a bombing plot against the opposition's annual event in Paris. A suspect was arrested in that incident. All the members of a family that had come to visit a member of our society in Germany were arrested upon their return to Iran. Visiting the Islamic Center in Hamburg, what do the officials of the Blue Mosque think about these allegations? We are meeting with Muhammad Ali Mufti Mufatteh, the head of the Islamic Center of Hamburg, and we want to talk to him about these allegations. Mr. Mufatteh, you are the highest Iranian cleric in Germany. How did you earn this position?
من البته به جهت اینکه پدرم شهید آیت الله مفتح
Because my father, the martyr Ayatollah Mufatteh, was one of Ayatollah Khamenei's old friends, he knew me from the past in the seminary course at the higher levels of seminary, which is the stage of ijtihad. I spent 2 years in the seminary lessons of Ayatollah Khamenei. The Islamic Center of Hamburg is the representative of the Shiite leaders in Germany and Europe. But the Islamic Center of Hamburg has a relationship with the government and the country of Iran. Never has the Islamic Center of Hamburg had any connection with the Iranian government before or after the revolution. You are educated and sent by the highest spiritual authority in Iran, but apparently independent of politics. How can such a thing be imagined? A mourning ceremony was held for Soleimani here in January. Why was it so important for you as the head of this center to hold this ceremony? In fact, for a team, not only for Mr. Soleimani, for a team that were killed during wars against ISIS. Was Soleimani a hero for you? As someone who worked hard to bring peace to the Middle East, he is respected as such, and we respect him for it. We appreciate such a person for his courage and effort, and he was certainly a great figure. Peace in the world. Let's look at Soleimani's background. Soleimani was a ruthless warlord. He was the commander of the IRGC's Quds force, was deliberately created terrorist militias such as Hezbollah in the Middle East. Soleimani not only failed to establish peace in the Middle East, but destabilized many countries as a mission for the Iranian regime. We also talked to the Iranian opposition. They feel threatened by representatives of the Iranian regime, and some say their relatives are intimidated once they return to Iran. I do not know about these issues. I have also heard that such things are said. The people here are raising these issues, but to what extent is it true or not, I don't know. But what we believe is that a person should not be mistreated simply because he has a particular belief or is intellectually opposed. We had a conversation with a young Iranian and he gave us the address of your center. In 2017 at his workplace in Hamburg, he was harassed and threatened by people from your center. Here are the people from your center. Do you know them? Yes, I know them. They are members of the center. I do not know whether the photos from the behind are members or not. And I have no information about what happened in 2017. Now, even if what you said is true, it means that if someone from the center has been involved, I'm unaware of that. And he has certainly been reprimanded by the center, I'm sure of it.
Amir Hussein
Moradi, Saeed Tamjidi and Muhammad Rajabi have been sentenced to death in Iran. Do you agree with these sentences and do you confirm these sentences? I really don't know what the truth is. If I had, I could talk them. I cannot when I do not have any information. I do not know the truth of their crime, so I do not know anything. Reported. There have been many reports and demonstrations against the death penalty of the 3 young Iranians around the world. For example, here in Berlin. But Mofatteh said he did not know anything about it and did not want to distance himself from it. Iran's image in Germany is heavily influenced by the news we receive from Iran. And when we hear that artists and women are not allowed to perform on their own, when we hear that a woman who danced on Instagram is imprisoned, when we hear that young people are being executed, such news gives us a very negative image of Iran. As a theologian, I can briefly tell you that there are laws that must be enforced, and such laws exist in all countries, perhaps, for example, in Iran and Germany. Anyone who lives in a country or for some time, he has to respect the laws and obey them. Why does the German government accept us or our parents or those my age who flee from Iran to Germany as asylum seekers? But at the same time, it also allows the Iranian government institutions here to continue their threatening activities. We are dealing with murderers of our families here. I'm sure that all the decision makers in the German government have already heard what I'm saying. They have read the reports of the German Office for the Protection of the Constitution, in which it is written that the members and supporters of the National Council of Resistance are under very close monitoring of and threats posed by the Iranian regime's Ministry of Intelligence in Germany. I'm sure that those in the local state governments who decided to extend the contract with the Islamic Center of Hamburg have also read the reports of the Office for the Protection of the Constitution. Nevertheless, they extended the contract despite the threats imposed by the center against the Iranian opposition groups and their supporters.